41 years old, 2 NASCAR Cup championships, a career that divided fans like few others in the modern era. And now a private room full of people saying goodbye to one of the most electrifying drivers this sport has ever produced. Kyle Busch is gone. And the way this community is responding, quietly, personally, and with raw emotion, tells you everything about what he actually meant to this sport. Here is what we know. On Tuesday, June 2nd, a private memorial service was held honoring Kyle Busch. A public memorial in Charlotte is in the works, though no date has been confirmed yet. Busch passed away on May 21st from complications stemming from pneumonia that developed into sepsis. He was 41 years old. Per his official death certificate, he was cremated in Mooresville, North Carolina, a town that has long been the heartbeat of NASCAR country. Kyle Busch was not just a race car driver. He was a polarizing force who commanded every room he walked into. On the track, in the garage, and on pit road. Love him or hate him, you watched him. That is the highest compliment you can give an athlete in 2025. But beyond the trophies and the rivalries, there was a deeply personal side to Busch that the casual fan may not fully appreciate. He and his wife Samantha founded the Bundle of Joy Fund, a charity dedicated to helping families navigate the emotional and financial burden of infertility. That cause was not a PR move. It was born from their own struggle, their own pain. That is a different kind of legacy. And when Kyle Larson stood on the podium Monday night at Davenport Speedway after winning a high-limit racing event in Iowa, he did not just mention Busch, he donated his entire winnings to that fund. Then he bent forward and performed what the racing world knows as the Busch Bow, a move that belonged to one man, now passed on in tribute. This is where it gets complicated and important. Kyle Busch spent the better part of his career being the villain of NASCAR. He was booed at tracks, criticized by rivals, and called out by fans who felt he raced too aggressively, spoke too freely, and cared too little about what anyone thought. And maybe all of that was true. But here is what those same critics cannot deny. The man showed up every single week, and he competed like his life depended on it. There is a conversation to be had here about how sports culture treats its most competitive figures. We build them up, we tear them down, and then when they are gone, we realize the sport was louder, better, and more compelling because they were in it. What Kyle Larson did Monday night is not a small gesture. Larson is arguably the best active driver in NASCAR right now. For him to stop, dedicate his moment of victory to Busch, perform his signature bow, and write a check that is one champion honoring another. That means something inside the locker room culture of this sport that press releases simply cannot manufacture, and the fact that the first service was private speaks volumes. This family is not performing grief, they are living it. The public memorial in Charlotte will come, and when it does, expect the entire motorsports world to show up. You are already seeing it play out across social media. The same fans who booed Busch for years are posting tribute videos. Longtime critics are writing threads about moments he made them jump out of their seats. That is not hypocrisy. That is what loss does. It forces clarity. Media voices in NASCAR are being careful, deliberate, and respectful. Bob Pockrass broke the news on the public memorial planning with a tone that matched the moment. That matters in a media cycle that does not always slow down for anything. Larson's words summed it up without trying too hard. We all know how much the Busch family means to all of us, and we greatly miss Kyle. Straightforward, no performance, just truth. The public Charlotte Memorial becomes a full-on celebration of Busch's career, a turning point where NASCAR commits to honoring his legacy in a permanent, meaningful way. The Bundle of Joy Fund sees a surge in donations and awareness that carries Busch's most personal mission forward for years to come. The sport moves on too quickly. The tributes fade after a week. The memorial draws a smaller crowd than expected, and what should be a defining moment of reflection for NASCAR gets buried under the next race weekend news cycle. That would be a failure of this community, and it is on everyone to make sure it does not happen. Here is the question I want to leave you with today. How do you think NASCAR should honor Kyle Busch permanently? A race named after him? A number retired? Something at the Busch family's track? Drop your answer in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think the sport owes him. And if this kind of deep dive coverage on NASCAR's biggest moments is what you come here for, you know what to do. We will be right here every time the sport gives us something worth talking about.